This short movie shows the new DesignDataManager user interface introduced in the 2010 release. The user interface is divided into 5 areas. The main window shows the search results. Above this is an area where we specify our search criteria, and new to this release is the Favorites area. This is where we find our favorites, system searches and the classification browser. Below this we have filters for the basic database classes, parts, assemblies, drawings, documents and folders. And finally at the bottom of the window we have the item properties area, showing the thumbnail preview and key attributes of the selected item. So let's run a search for parts in the database that have housing as part of their description. Our search returns 7 results. By selecting one of these items we can see its thumbnail preview and its key attributes. A new feature of the 2010 release is the ability to search across all database classes using the All Items filter. We now have 14 items returned that are a mixture of parts, assemblies, drawings and documents. Each database class has a unique icon to differentiate the object type. Each class also has a different selection of attributes. To show these attributes in the search results, we need to allow the user to choose attributes from each class. As in previous versions, we right-click on the column title and select the attributes we wish to display. In this case, we add the drawing attribute for the number of sheets. Favorites were introduced in DDM 2009 and were available to users from the main menu bar. In 2010, the favorites are available from the Favorites window, making it very easy for users to rerun their favorite saved searches. Here we run a search for shafts that are stored to DDM. We can also run a search that we have saved based on a project folder, or from the public favorites available to all users, we search for fasteners from our library. The classification tree has also moved to the Favorites window, allowing us to run dynamic classification searches. By opening the tree we see all our top-level classifications. From here we search for all fluid power components. Having run this, we next drill down further to just search for push-in fittings, a very powerful way to find and reuse standard items from the database. My Recent Items is completely new for DDM 2010. This allows users to quickly find items that they have recently been working on without setting up a new search criteria. This user has 4 objects in their recent used list. The number of items retained in the list is configurable for each user from the Tools Options menu. Recent items are based on objects that have been opened or modified. If we create a new document based on a template, we will see this document and the template that it was created from added to the My Recent Items list. The complete list can be cleared by right-clicking on My Recent Items. This might be useful when starting a new project. Alternatively, individual items can be cleared from the list using the right-click Context menu option. The current user has his working folder set to project folder PX1007. In this case I have a favourite search set up so that I can find the contents of this project folder. New in DDM 2010 is the ability to view the folder and folder contents from the main UI. So now we can also show the contents of my working folder using the My Working Folder link from the Favorites panel. Here we can see the project folder PX1007 open with its contents displayed. PX1007 is based on the project folder template. Notice also that we can customize the folder content listing to show object attributes in the same way that we saw in the main user interface. Additionally, the columns can be rearranged as we require. We can also view the contents of our workbench in the same way. In this instance, the workbench is empty. Finally, we can run a search for My Folders. This includes all folders that we have ownership or shared ownership of. Notice we see folder results returned across all folder types, and we can expand the results to show the contents of the folders. To create a new folder, we simply right-click the folder template that we want to base the new folder on, and then click New. The folder property window opens, allowing us to populate folder attributes, such as name and state, before completing the creation of the new folder. If we run an open search for folders based on this template, we can see the new folder just created. To add a document to this folder, we again open its properties and drag the document that we created earlier into this new folder. This concludes the overview movie on the changes to the DesignDataManager user interface in the 2010 release. This new UI has a clear focus on productivity, streamlining the steps used to carry out frequent tasks, and combining folder functionality into the main UI. To find out more about DDM 2010, contact CSI or your local reseller.